All right, every month here on KOCO 5 News, we're grateful to get a chance to check in with our local leaders. Always really appreciative of a chance to talk with Oklahoma City Police Chief Ron Basie. He's here right now for our September check-in. Chief, as always, thanks so much for taking some time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, a few things to talk about. We're going to go right for some of the tough questions here. I mean, domestic violence, it's something that we are always keeping a close eye on. We don't like to follow that kind of story, but lately we've covered quite a few domestic violence related homicides. Has there been anything from the police department perspective you've picked up on here recently? And what would be the message to, the odds are there's someone out there listening right now who deals with domestic violence, and what could they maybe do in terms of getting resources, trying to get some help?
So first and foremost, Cameron, domestic violence doesn't discriminate. It affects every demographic of our community. So if you are experiencing domestic violence, we want you to reach out to those family justice centers. Palomar, for example, they have a ton of resources, but most importantly, we want you to report it, because domestic violence is not usually a one-time occurrence. It escalates over time, and eventually we see these incidents, as you mentioned, that eventually become homicides.
On a similar line, speaking of just crime more generally, we had Mayor Holton not long ago. He brought up a statistic. He says homicides are down by 21% compared to this time last year. And you and I talked a little bit about this, that sometimes you got to be careful looking at the numbers. But what do you make of that? Does that seem accurate to you? And is that an indication of a positive? Is that positive? Is that good? Do you get excited to hear that? Or what do you take of it?
So one homicide is too many, because that affects an entire ecosystem of people who knew and loved that individual. It also impacts the family member of the person responsible for it, because there are also consequences that family faces. But I will say that we are down from this time last year. And last year I think our solve rate was somewhere around 92%, and currently we're sitting at an 88.7% solve rate. So we hold people accountable for those crimes when they occur. Sometimes they're just trends. There are a lot of initiatives that we're taking with youth outreach and giving kids other alternatives. Guns from cars are a factor that we see showing up in other areas. And so as of the 12th of this month, I think there were over 300 guns stolen from cars this year. So I'm going to encourage our community, once again, please do not leave your guns in cars. More importantly, things like the End Before 10 initiative, encouraging our young people to be in a safe place and for parents to know where their kids are just things we're doing as an agency, as in a community, to try to keep our numbers down.
That's one of those things we are always talking about, the guns left in cars. Another hot button issue here has been Operation Safe. Governor Kevin Stitt has come up with Operation Safe. It's starting in Tulsa, trying to crack down on homelessness, giving a person experiencing homelessness an option to either get some resources, he says, or go to jail. Seems pretty, it's been his initiative. Could it be coming to Oklahoma City? Have you heard from the governor about this? Is this something that we might start to see here in Oklahoma City? And Chief, is there a homelessness problem in your eyes? How might it need to be addressed? What do you think of it?
That's a great question, Cameron. So I can't speak for another agency. I've heard that it's a possibility they may come to Oklahoma City, and if they do, it's going to be a joint operation between OHP and I believe ODOT on state property. And Oklahoma City, we're doing things the way we always have. Is homelessness an issue? Obviously, yes. Oklahoma City has the Homeless Action Plan and the Key to Home Partnership, because we want to prevent or try to provide some life stability for people in those situations so that they can sustain housing once it's given to them. And so there are transitions that they have to go through. And so the city, if anyone's interested in that, you can go to the city's website and look up the Homeless Action Plan and see what the city's plans are.
As of right now, you haven't heard from the governor yet, though, on any steps being taken to bring the operation to Oklahoma City? No,
I haven't been personally contacted.
Okay. Auto pedestrian crashes too, and to go back to kind of not necessarily crime, but just something it feels like we've seen a lot recently. I think we had even one just today. What would you say about auto pedestrian crashes, Chief? And I think the one today too, the person left the scene, the driver. Obviously, if that happens, it's a worst case scenario you never want to be in, but don't leave the scene. It feels like just pretty common sense, right?
Absolutely. It only makes things worse. Yes, we have seen
hit and
runs, and we've seen auto pedestrian collisions. And what I can tell you is that we have traffic safety plans or operations that we conduct rather to try to mitigate those areas where we see those collisions occurring. And so when you see us doing these heavy enforcements in different areas of town, it's to reduce collisions. I can also tell you that we handed out fluorescent bracelets to pedestrians so that they can be more easily seen. We look at other factors such as lighting, traffic control devices, and things that might play a part in that. And it's a continuous effort to try to reduce those numbers and keep people safe.
Something you and I talked about before you came in too was AI and scammers. Feels like AI is infiltrating every part of our lives, and scamming, I mean, that's a big problem because these deep fakes and AI itself, it can come off as being a real thing, a real person giving you a call. There's been a recent one that you've seen pop up and you just kind of wanted to get the word out to people not to fall for this. Is it AI scammers that have been trying to use the Oklahoma City Police Department name?
Absolutely. So we've seen scammers that have tried to utilize our phone numbers and any information from our department to fool the community members into thinking that they're us. And then they demand money through whether cryptocurrency or credit card or some other form of payment. Let me be very clear to our community. The Oklahoma City Police Department will never contact you and expect any type of payment over the phone. If you get a call like that, please report that to us and definitely don't send them any money.
Definitely, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Chief, we always appreciate you coming in and giving us some of the time that you have. I know you're a busy guy, and just keep up the good work and keep us updated on how things are going at the department.
Thanks, Cameron.